Not gonna lie, this is probably one of my most anticipated films of the year. It's not really the typical film that I would expect myself to want to go and see really badly, but the trailer won me over. What can I say? Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Brooklyn. This is a film about an Irish girl who decides that she wants to leave the life that she has because she doesn't think that there's anything really going for her in Ireland. And so she goes to America in the 1950s and she lives in Brooklyn, New York. And that's where this film mainly takes place. Saoirse Ronan, I'm probably butchering that, but she does a fantastic job in this movie. I instantly really fell in love with her character. She is genuine, she is charming, she's a perfect amount of awkward that I found myself just laughing at a lot of the opening scenes where she's just being herself and just experiencing a lot of these situations. And I just loved the personality that she put on for this film, and I thought that she did a very good job. This is very much a coming-of-age story, and I thought that she really portrayed that because we get to kind of see the innocence of her in that she just kind of doesn't really know her place in the world and how she fits into everything. And then as she experiences things in America, in Brooklyn, she becomes much more confident and just self-assured and a bunch of things that you like to see in these coming-of-age films, and I thought that she just did it really nicely. And the main conflict in this movie is that she falls in love with two different men in two different countries. She falls in love with Emery Conan's character in America. She falls in love with Donald Gleason's character in Ireland, and this is kind of the main conflict which arises throughout the course of the film. The majority of the film, the first hour or so, spends its time in Brooklyn and focuses on that romance and her building her life in America and just generally being happy and finding her place within this world. And then tragedy strikes at some point and she has to go back to Ireland. And one thing which did kind of bug me, not necessarily about the movie itself, but about some of the characters, is just how guilt trippy and how kind of not nice people were being to her once she was back in Ireland. They weren't really considering what she wanted because she consistently kept saying, I'm going to go back to America. And yet people were just like, oh, that's fine, that's fine. Look, for now, work in this shop or meet this nice guy. And just these things which they're using to try to lure her back and make her want to stay in Ireland as opposed to her life in Brooklyn. And you really see this conflict eventually develop within her in regards to her being pulled between these two different worlds that she has now come to know. And I thought that, again, Ronan did a fantastic job portraying that just conflict within this girl. The movie is all paced in one half and then not so much in the other. The first half of the film, which focuses on the romance and her life in Brooklyn, I thought that was paced very well. And the romance which blossoms, I thought that was very realistic and it progressed at a good pace for a relationship which took place in the 1950s. The one which happens in Ireland in the second half, that seemed very rushed to me because it felt like they were trying not to retread basically what happened in the first hour, but I do feel like it could have used a little extra time to really make the impact of her ultimate decision a lot more meaningful. Just kind of showing both these sides in equal favor, and I don't know if the film really did that as well as it maybe could have. The other kind of issue with the film is the trailer itself, because I haven't seen the trailer for a while, but it does kind of show the majority of what kind of happens in this movie, which is the fault of a lot of trailers these days given, but it was something which kind of bugged me because I'm like, okay, I know what has to happen and the general steps that this film is going to take throughout the course of this film. Once it gets past that, with about 10 minutes left, then it's unknown territory. But you know, if you've seen the trailer, the majority of what is going to happen and how events are going to play out. But ultimately, the film is extremely enjoyable. I found myself just really liking the film in its entirety. Despite its faults, there was a lot of good humor which wasn't necessarily placed there. I found myself being the only one laughing in the theater a few times, and yeah, I just generally liked it. Rowan's performance is just fantastic in almost every way, and yeah, if you have the chance to see this film, definitely check it out because I think it is well worth your time. I think that's based on a book. I'm not certain, but I think that it is. But yeah, check this film out if you have the opportunity. Guys, those are my thoughts on Brooklyn. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like the film as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.